When we think of energy, most of us imagine the rush we feel after a strong cup of coffee or a refreshing night of sleep. But on a biological level, true energy, the kind our cells depend on every second, comes from a complex chain of chemical reactions inside our bodies. At the center of this process are several essential B vitamins, particularly B1 thiamine, B2 riboflavin, B3 niacin, B5 pantothenic acid, and B6 pyridoxine. These nutrients serve as coenzymes and key metabolic players in converting the food we eat into usable cellular energy. Without adequate amounts of these B vitamins, the body's ability to generate and use energy efficiently begins to falter, often resulting in fatigue, sluggishness, and cognitive difficulties. Fortunately, by understanding how these vitamins work and ensuring a sufficient dietary intake, we can unlock one of the most sustainable and natural sources of energy available to us. At the core of energy production is the process known as cellular respiration, which takes place primarily in the mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells. Carbohydrates, fats, and proteins from food are broken down and funneled into pathways like glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, also known as the citric acid cycle, and the electron transport chain. Each of these pathways requires specific B vitamins at crucial points. Thiamine B1, for instance, is indispensable in the early stages of carbohydrate metabolism. It helps convert glucose into pyruvate, the molecule that enters the mitochondria for further energy extraction. When thiamine is lacking, this conversion becomes inefficient, leading to less fuel for the cells and a buildup of partially metabolized substances that can impair nervous system function. Thiamine's role is particularly vital in high-energy demand tissues like the brain and heart. Moving further into energy metabolism, riboflavin, B2, becomes essential. This vitamin serves as the precursor to flavin adenine dinucleotide, FAD, and flavin mononucleotide, FMN, coenzymes involved in redox reactions that are central to both the Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain. These reactions allow electrons to be transferred from food-derived molecules to oxygen, producing ADP, the molecule that stores and delivers energy for nearly every cellular process. Riboflavin also contributes to the regeneration of glutathione, an antioxidant that protects cells during energy production, which can produce harmful free radicals as byproducts. As such, B2 not only supports energy creation but also cellular defense mechanisms that maintain performance and health. Niacin, B3, is another crucial component in this intricate system. As a precursor to nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD, and its phosphate form NADP, niacin drives hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the body, especially those related to extracting energy from carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. These coenzymes shuttle electrons throughout metabolic pathways, enabling efficient production of ADP. A shortage of niacin can severely disrupt energy flow and lead to symptoms like fatigue, depression, or even pellagra, a condition characterized by dermatitis, diarrhea, and dementia. On the flip side, when niacin levels are sufficient, it becomes one of the most important fuels for cellular work, supporting endurance, mental clarity, and metabolic balance. Pantothenic acid, B5, is often less talked about, but just as important. It is the building block of coenzyme A-CoA, which is absolutely required for the breakdown and synthesis of fatty acids. CoA acts like a key that unlocks many steps in the energy production pathway, helping acetyl-CoA enter the Krebs cycle, where it gets fully metabolized into carbon dioxide and ADP. This vitamin also participates in the synthesis of cholesterol, steroid hormones, and neurotransmitters, all of which have indirect but important effects on energy and mood. By facilitating both the creation and disassembly of energy-rich molecules, pantothenic acid ensures that the body can respond quickly to changes in activity levels, food intake, or stress. Pyridoxine, B6, meanwhile, plays a more complex role in energy metabolism, particularly in how the body uses amino acids from protein. As the coenzyme pyridoxal phosphate, PLP, B6 is involved in the deamination and transamination of amino acids, allowing them to be used for energy when needed. During times of physical exertion, fasting, or low carbohydrate intake, B6 enables the body to tap into protein stores without causing damage or imbalance. It also plays a role in the synthesis of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which directly affect energy perception, motivation, and emotional well-being. When people feel chronically tired despite eating well and sleeping enough, low B6 levels are sometimes to blame, especially when mental fatigue is more prominent than physical. What makes these B vitamins particularly remarkable is how they cooperate within the body systems. They do not work in isolation but rather support and reinforce one another's functions. Carbohydrate metabolism, for example, begins with thiamine-dependent reactions, continues with niacin and riboflavin-based energy transfer, and concludes with pantothenic acids CoA-mediated energy release. At the same time, pyridoxine manages the protein side of the equation, ensuring amino acids can supplement energy needs without disrupting nitrogen balance or muscle mass. This harmonious orchestration ensures that energy production remains efficient and adaptable, no matter what kind of fuel the body has available. From a nutritional standpoint, securing a robust intake of these B vitamins is highly achievable through a diet focused on whole foods. Whole grains such as oats, brown rice, and quinoa provide thiamine and niacin. Lean meats, eggs, and dairy offer rich amounts of riboflavin and B6, and legumes, nuts, seeds, and avocados contribute pantothenic acid and additional B-complex nutrients. People with higher metabolic demands, such as athletes, those under chronic stress, or individuals recovering from illness, may benefit from B-complex supplements to ensure all these essential players are present in sufficient amounts. Because these vitamins are water-soluble, they are generally safe in reasonable doses, and excess is typically excreted through urine. Ultimately, the B vitamins involved in energy production provide a natural and foundational way to feel more alert, active, and focused. Rather than seeking artificial energy boosts from stimulants or sugar, investing in a nutrient-rich diet that supports metabolic health at the cellular level pays off in more sustained vitality, better resilience, and a deeper sense of well-being. The body thrives when it is well-fed on the inside, and the B vitamins serve as catalysts for this transformation, quietly, steadily, and powerfully turning the fuel we eat into the life force that moves us forward every day.